What's up, everybody? This is Chris Martinez from Dynamic Duo Training.
And this is Eric Martinez.
All right, in today's video, we're going to talk about how to set up an exercise program, okay? So this is kind of geared towards, an intermediate level trainee as opposed to, advanced level or a beginner, okay? So we're going to dive right into this. And, for those that are beginners or advanced, you guys can still take away some of these key points we're going to talk about, okay? All right, so with periodization, we have a very in-depth video on periodization, so just search our YouTube channel for that, and we explain in depth about it. But for those that just kind of don't know what periodization is, quickly, it's just variation in training. Okay, you can either have no variation or you could have variation within training, and usually the variation comes within training variables. Okay, so you have intensity, volume, and frequency, and usually periodization consists of manipulating the training variables. Okay. And within periodization, you have different concepts. Okay, you have daily undulating periodization, you have nonlinear periodization, you have linear periodization. Okay, and then you can either have block periodization or RPE. Okay, so there's a lot of concepts within periodization. So first of all, you got to know what concept that you want to actually do within periodization before anything. Okay, from there, what you want to do is you want to figure out what kind of a cycle you're going to run. Okay, so you could either have, a microcycle, which is anything from 1 to 4 weeks. You could have a mesocycle, which is anything from 4 weeks to 8, 12 weeks, or you can have a macrocycle, which is anything from months to years. Okay, so you want to figure out the cycle then. Okay, after that, you want to use progressive overload. Okay, so progressive overload means that you're progressing through volume, so you're adding volume over time, or you're increasing frequency, so you're adding more exercises, or you're even adding in more days that you're hitting a certain body part. And then you want to actually increase intensity as well. Okay, so you want to start lifting heavier loads over time too. So that's everything that you want to start doing as far as progressive overload within periodization.
Okay, so the next point when it comes to setting up an exercise program that's key is figuring out your training split. And this should be done through personal preference and just how your schedule is on a day-to-day basis, okay, and what works for you. But like Chris said, once you understand what kind of cycle you're going to do, what your concept's going to be, from there you can play around with everything and see what split works for you. But an example we'll use, since we're talking about intermediates, is we can do a 4-day split. Now we could do two heavy upper body days, and then 2 lower body days that are heavy, and then you can do 2 other days that are just more hypertrophy, a little bit more volume, and then the other 2 days for lower body as well.
Okay, so then we have the 3 mechanisms of hypertrophy that you want to include, okay, in this 4-day split. Okay, so like Eric was talking about, if you do a 4-day split, okay, you're going to have 2 heavy days, you're going to have 2 lighter days, right? So that's going to allow you to use the 3 mechanisms of hypertrophy, which the first mechanism is mechanical tension, which means load, okay, the amount of load that you're using. And then you have muscle damage. Okay, that means that a lot of the damage comes from how long the muscle's actually under tension. So you could, have it under tension for 2 seconds, 3 seconds. So that causes more muscle damage, and it leads to growth. And then you have metabolic stress, which actually is the metabolic byproducts that accumulate through higher reps and stuff like that. Okay, so you want to include those 3 mechanisms within that 4-day split. Okay, so you could have your heavy days look like anything from 1 to 5 reps. 5 to 8 reps, and then your lighter days can look anything from 10 to 12, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, what have you, right?
Okay, so the last points are consistency, tracking, measuring, and making progress. So with consistency, it's pretty much no excuses, only solutions. Okay, you have to be consistent and have to be able to adhere to the program. Okay, and you're gonna always have to put in that hard work on a day-to-day basis. Tracking. We're always going to advocate to track your data and track your progress, whether that's within a journal, spreadsheets, tracking application on your phone. But you're always going to want to track your volume, which is your sets times reps times weight, and you're going to always want to see how much more your body can handle, what you're improving on, what you're not. And when it comes to measuring, that can come from anthropometric measurements, from all your body limbs. And you can also do pictures, tracking applications, scale, all that good stuff. And then, to wrap it up, making progress, that's the whole key to all this, right? By setting up a good, proper, exercise program, we want to progress in the weight room. We want to constantly do what's called progressive overload, and that's just constantly building muscle, strength, power, all that good stuff.
And he forgot one thing. You want to train hard. Okay?
Train hard.
Hard. Okay. So that will get you results. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have any questions, email us at dynamicduotraining@gmail.com or ask us on our social media outlets. Okay. Other than that, subscribe to our channel. Visit us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everything like that. And we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thanks, guys.